Good afternoon and welcome. I'm Celeste and this is my YouTube channel, Celeste Creates. It is Tuesday, March 4th, 2025, and this is FlossTube number 84. And today I'm here to talk to you mostly about stitching and then a little bit about a quilt I've been working on as well. So, can you believe it's already March? Time has flown by. I think it's been 3 weeks since my last FlossTube, and we've just been so busy. February, I think I've heard several people say this, but February just seems to have flown by in some big hurry, and I don't know where it went. But February always ends up being a pretty busy month for us. We have 2 family birthdays, 2 of the kids have their birthdays. We made a trip up to Kansas. There's usually a bunch of things going on. So it was a busy month and it's gone, and now it's March. And the weather here has been spring-like, to say the least. So I think we're pretty much done with winter, whatever little bit of winter we had. I can't complain because we did get a real snowfall this year. So, you know, be quiet, Celeste. Just be happy. So I am happy that the sun is out, because this morning it was rainy and cloudy and dreary. And I kept thinking, oh, I think I'm going to film it this afternoon. And then hopefully by this afternoon, the sun would be out. And it did. It passed through. The sun's out. It's a little bit afternoon. And I get to film with some nice lighting. So apparently my son up in Fort Worth, he said they had quite the storm last night. He said it was 75-mile-an-hour winds, and his he could hear the tornado sirens going off. And he lives in a big brick apartment building, not an apartment complex, but an apartment building. It's 4 floors high, and he said the whole building was shaking and blowing back and forth. So that's worse than probably any weather he ever had in his 4 years in Kansas. So, but he's safe and it's all fine. So I guess we got that storm this morning, but ours was mild, I think, in comparison. So it is almost spring break around here. 3 of my kids are coming home. Jacob's coming home Wednesday night. Nicole's probably home Friday night, and then I think Andrew too. So they're all coming home. They have spring break the next week, so we get to have them around. Michael, technically his spring break from his dual credit stuff isn't until the following week, but he'll still have plenty of time to enjoy being with the family. So it's all good. I'm looking forward to them being home. And then lo and behold, tomorrow is Ash Wednesday, the beginning of Lent. It's so late this year. I think April is what, the 20th or the 21st? I think the 20th. It's pretty late. So yeah, Lent begins tomorrow. I think I'm ready. I'm gonna have a burger for lunch. I told Michael to pick up some burgers on his way home so we could celebrate before this season of fasting. And I guess I need to think and square away all the things I want to do. We try, in the church, we really kind of try to think about, I guess maybe like the 4 principles, or three principles of Lent is kind of prayer, fasting, and almsgiving. So what new or what else are you going to do in your prayer life? How are you going to fast? How are you going to give alms or support the poor? So I'm trying to make sure I've got all that figured out before tomorrow. And so I do love the season of Lent. I know it is a penitential season like Advent is, but Advent is so cluttered with Christmas preparations these days that it's just harder for it to focus. And so I really love Lent because, I don't know, it's just probably my favorite liturgical season in the church. But anyway, that all starts tomorrow. So looking forward to Lent, really. So, and we've got a play coming up that mostly Braden's going to be in. Michael's in the set crew, but he's performing in The Sound of Music with his drama company that he's in, that will be here in the next couple weeks, and he's Kurt. So I'm really looking forward to seeing all that, and I think his siblings will be home to see some of the first shows. So I'm really excited about that. All right, well, enough about me. Let's talk about some cross stitch. So first, I want to show you, I had one FFO. I have a lot of things actually that need FFOing. I have some frames in the garage that I need to finish working on to frame 2 Christmas pieces. I haven't even finished my animal crackers that I worked so hard to stitch, so I have some finishing to do. But last Saturday, was it last Saturday? No, it was the Saturday before. So it's been about a week and a half. The Saturday stitchers, so me, my friends, Kim, Contented Needleworker Kim, Merritt, the Sew Just Because Buzz, April underscore heirlooms, Wanda, and Chrissy. We got together via Zoom and we had stitched a Biscornu together, and some of us took a whole lot longer to finish their Biscornu than others. And so finally, a couple Saturdays ago, we sat down on our Zoom call and we finished our Biscornus with help from April. She had a really nice tutorial written up for us and kind of walked us through it. It was a little nerve-wracking. It was probably the most tedious finishing I've done. I wouldn't say it was hard. There would be something I would think I would do differently next time, I think. But I will definitely make another Biscornu. So this isn't my last one. I think I really did enjoy it. So here is mine. Mine is a little chart from a shop on Etsy called Atelier Pins and Needles, or Pin and Needle. Anyway, I will put a link to their shop below, but she has some really lovely Biscornu designs and they're pretty inexpensive. And so this is the one that I stitched. I changed the colors just a little bit. If anybody, I've had one person contact me recently wondering what my color changes were. If you want to stitch this Biscornu, I will link that chart and you can ask me and I'll email you my color changes. I took a photo of it. So yeah, we did all our little stitching of the pieces together. I put like a little silver bead in the middle of mine instead of a button. I just didn't want to lose some of that stitching that's right in the center with a button, so I just did a bead, a silver bead. So that's my Biscornu. I'm super happy. So it's sitting on a little depression glass plate downstairs with my display. So I love how that turned out. Okay, so I also had a finish since the last time I saw you. Let me show you the charts first. Where did they go? Okay, I've been stitching on these. This was my oldest whip and I was determined to get it done this year. So this was from 2020, maybe like June of 2020. And I had these 3 charts that I had purchased back then as I kind of just gotten back into cross stitch. And it is called Sampler Au Bouquet from Jardin Privé. So there's chart 1, chart 2, and chart 3. So she gives you can stitch them separately or you can stitch them all as one. And so I was going to stitch all 3 of them together in one large piece. It just turned out, I love it. It's really, really pretty, but it just turned out over the years that it was just not one that I would really wanted to work on. I even considered multiple times actually abandoning it. And I didn't. And so I was really determined to finish this whip this year. So I had completed, let's see, I started with number 3 because number 3 I was working from this, right to left on my linen, so I was working from this side over. So I did number 3 first. So I had that all completed when I picked it back up. That was done. And then I had just barely begun number 2. And I really had intentions of going all the way through number 1. But as my interest started to flag and I really just wanted to be done and get it off my whip list, I decided I'm not going to do number 1. Well, then I was stitching and I was kind of like, I'm not even sure I want to finish number 2. So, I decided that I wasn't going to spend the time doing the house. And so I cut it off right about here. So there's no house and no other plant. And I brought the border around and I did some fill in with some other little motifs. Because this alphabet should have come across. I made it come down. You'll see how I changed it. So I didn't even quite finish number 2, but close enough. So I'm gonna use these charts as a giveaway later in the show, so stay tuned. I'm gonna give those away as a set. So this was stitched on 36 count. It was Quaker Winter Moon with all the called for DMCs. And it's really very pretty. And I'm glad it's done. You see it? Let me get it in closer. So you can see this is where like the house should have begun and this alphabet would have come straight across. Clip this butter so that's not that way. Okay. And so what I did is I made the alphabet come down vertically and just added a few other little motifs. This one might have been there in the if you stitched it singly. I think this was there, and just kind of filled in with a few other things to finish that out. That's on number 2. So I did most of that work on this here from the beginning of the year in January and February. And then of course this was the part that I'd already had done. The colors are really, really pretty. So it has some Quaker elements to it, and I really do like it a lot. I'm just glad to be done. So I'm actually not sure how I'm going to finish this. I even thought of like wrapping it around and making a project bag out of it, or maybe a cover to something. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know if I want it framed, and it's actually too big, I think, for a pillow. But I could see possibly, you know, if I sewed it, let me see if I can make this. Let me see, fold it in half-ish, and maybe make a project bag or a portfolio with it and border it with some fabric. That might be really pretty. So we'll see what I end up doing, but I'm glad that that is done. So now I only have one whip left from 2020, and I have not worked on that yet this year. Okay, so then I made a decision to abandon a project. I worked on it for a little while, and then I was like, honestly, I just don't like it. So this is Strawberry Harvest from Cottage Garden Sampling. I thought I'd even just finish the bird and do a stand-up. I just didn't want to take the time. I wasn't enjoying it. I don't love it. So here's where I abandoned it. So this is all the called for colors on 36 count straw, old straw from Weeks Dye Works. It's pretty. I don't know. It was one of those other ones that I was kind of like, I just don't know that I want to do this. So I will be giving this as a giveaway as well. If you would like to finish, if you would like to have it and finish my Strawberry Harvest, it is yours. So I will be giving both of those things, the chart set from Jardin Privé, as well as this Strawberry Harvest chart I will be giving away towards the end, so stay tuned. Okay, what else did I work on? Let's see. I did several things. One, I had a new start, and I started this for my friend. Nope, I don't have the book. Where did I put it? I thought I got it out. I guess I didn't. Okay, I started this. This is in the book Honeysuckle Manor from Blackbird Designs. And I know Kim, Contented Needleworker, and I don't know who else, but for Renee, my friend Renee, for her birthday in February, Prairie Stitcher 515, Renee was going to start a Quaker for her birthday, which she did. And I know she loves pinks and things like that. And so I was kind of like, well, I want to start something, but I don't really want to start a huge Quaker. I'm not a huge Quaker person, so I have one and that's enough right now. So what I did decide is I would start something small on Renee's birthday, so I did. And so this is in the Honeysuckle Manor book, and it's called The Summer House Pin Keep. I'm not worried about the book. So this is, well, it's round. It's a round pin keep, and this is what it looks like. So there's a matching basket of flowers over here, and then there's an alphabet right here, and it makes a round. Let me pause that and see if I can find it. Okay, I've done several things out of this book, Honeysuckle Manor. I love this book. So I've done both of those samplers. I haven't framed them yet, but I've done them. And there's just some really pretty things in here that I like. Actually, I've stitched that, and I get it as a exchange. There's some really pretty things. But here is the Summer House pin cushion that I started. So that's what it looks like. It's so pretty. It called for Weeks Dye Works Cappuccino and Peach, so it just has 2 colors. And I actually just picked, I didn't care for those colors as well. And so I just picked out 2 that I wanted to use. And those are, one of which is one of Renee's favorite colors. So I'm using Classic Colorworks Jakey Brown and Weeks Dye Works Cranberry Ice together. So I'm making good progress. I should probably be able to finish this in the next couple of days. It's real enjoyable to work on. And then I'm gonna turn it into a round pin cushion, just like in the picture. So this is stitched on 36 count Honey Beach Sand linen from Tropical Stitches. I love it. I did Though He Seemeth Sleeping on this one, and it just seems like a really perfect, perfect linen for this particular chart. Okay, one of the things I worked on during this last couple weeks, I really wanted to make an effort to put in 1 red thread a day on my red sampler, and that's just not happening. It just didn't work well for me. Usually I have a project downstairs in my stitching chair downstairs. I usually have a project going over here. So I have 2 projects, one for upstairs, one for downstairs. I think it just doesn't work for me to pull out another project and put in a thread or 2 and then put it away. So this is my red sampler, and it is called Lettre de Carmine. It's a reflet de soie that was from a magazine, and I think I linked that last time. I forget, but I'll link it again. And I need my board. Hold, please. And my clips. There they are. Okay. So I am using Weeks Dye Works Turkish Red, I believe. Yes, Turkish Red. And I forget what linen this is. I think it's just a plain Zweigart. And so I was able just to put a few more letters in over these last couple of weeks, but I really would like to sit down and give this one a lot of attention. It's so enjoyable to work on, so pretty. So I don't know, I might still keep it out so that I can have it handy to pull out when I want to, but not necessarily worry about making an effort to put in 1 thread a day, because that's not working for me. So that is my beautiful red sampler. So I did do some of that. So I leave that one up here maybe instead of downstairs. Let's see. My friend Kara Ponder, Pink Daisy Stitches. So bad. She was starting His Eye is on the Sparrow, I think, back in February, and so I started it a long time ago, but I pulled it out to work on it with her. And let's see if I think mine's just on Zweigart, like light mocha. It's really pretty on here. I like it a lot. So some of this, sorry for the having to work here. It's really pretty. So I gave this maybe a good 5 days of working on it. So this is how much I have done. I do love it. It's so pretty. So what did I get done? I did him. Is that a goat? I'm not real sure. Did that. Did that rooster. I did that. Did that. Did that one, and that one. So I got a good bit done in 5 days. So there it all is. Such a beautiful sampler. I love this, and I love that someday I'll have it hanging next to His Eyes on the Sparrow. No, Consider the Lilies. Right now, Consider the Lilies hangs over our dresser in our bedroom, and I think once this one's done, maybe I'll hang them both over our bed together instead of what's there. So we'll see. But I got a while, so worked on that. Love it. Then I was ready to put that away, and wasn't really quite sure what I wanted to work on. I really didn't have my heart set on anything terribly, like any one thing. So I texted my friend Renee, and I said, because I have my whips numbered in my spreadsheet from 1 to 31, I think. And so I texted Renee and I said, okay, pick a number between 1 and 31 and I get 1 veto. Or if it's like 1 or 2 Christmas projects that I have, I'm not going to work on those. So she picked a number. I forget what the number was, but the number was Hannah Sanderson. So I said, okay, I'll work on that one. I started this one with Kara last year as well. I do not have a color copy of this. Do I even have a picture of the front? I do. But then I'll put a color picture of the whole thing up there. So Hannah Sanderson, 1849 by Dutch Treat Designs. So I started this last year. Let me put the color picture in here so you can see it. Super pretty. I love it so much. But what I decided last year was that I was not going to do all these words. Oops, I can't see. I was not going to do all those words. So I did some cutting and pasting, and I moved the border down. So I'm not doing any words. I'm just doing all this down here. So move the border down. It left a little space up in here, and I don't mind maybe putting one, like a scripture verse or something like that in there. In that space, and this is so pretty. I do not remember what linen this is, but if you want to know, I will look it up and send you that information. I should have been better prepared, but I'm not. So I pulled Hannah out, and I gave her a week's worth of work, which was enjoyable. And there might have been a day or two in there that I really didn't do much on it at all, but I had it out for a whole week. So I was really pleased with what I have done. So linen is beautiful. I bet you any money it's tropical stitches. So I had already had all of this border done, and then I added everything else you see. did all this. There's a whitish, a reddish, another whitish, a yellow flower there. I did all that work in the days that I had it out. And I'm really happy. This I'm doing with the DMCs. They're really pretty. They're brighter than you think. Is this it? Yeah, that's it. Those are the DMCs. They're really much brighter than you would think, even really just looking at the chart on here, but it's really, really pretty and I do love it. So that is Hannah Sanderson. And I was really enjoying working on her. I really was getting into a rhythm on that border of flowers. I almost thought I would stick it out and finish the last couple of flowers in that string across the top, and last night I was just I was ready to put it away. So I did. So then, let's see, let me get that put away. It is just so much easier if I can get things at least put back in the bag before I move on to the next one. So let's put that away. So then last night, I texted Renee again and I said, okay, time to pick another number between 1 and 31, and I get 1 veto. So the first one she picked, I vetoed. I didn't feel like working on it. And so I was hoping I wanted to work on the next one, or else I was going to have to ask for a second veto. Anyway, this is what she chose. She chose Miss Lucy Calcutt, 1825. If you recall, there's 2 Lucy Calcutts. I think the second one is 1826 or 1824. I forget what it is. But this is Miss Lucy Calcutt, 1825, from Just Stitching Along. I love this, love it, love it, love it. It's got a long list of DMCs, and that's what, or I guess it could call for a Verissois or DMC. It was a long list, and I really, really love this one too. Really beautiful, bright DMC colors. Again, very similar to Hannah Sanderson, but the sampler itself is so very different. And this looks like light mocha as well. And I just picked this up last night. So last night, all I did was this. Here's my needle. All I did was this work here on that little one. So everything else I've already had done. So I've come across the top and wrapped around the corner. So that's as wide as it's going to be. And maybe this is maybe halfway down or something like that. Maybe here's halfway down. Loving it all. It's really beautiful. I love that right there. Love that. I'm having a hard time today. Maybe I'm too close to the camera. But anyway, that's what I worked on last night. So I'm gonna work on that for as long as it strikes my fancy, and then I will put it away and we'll see what I do next. I've been thinking and planning, so it may not be I don't know if it'll be a whip or not. But, so that goes back downstairs for me to continue to work on. Okay, so let's talk about things I've been thinking about. So I haven't been watching much FlossTube lately, and I just got back in the last couple of days and was really watching some FlossTube yesterday, and I just happened upon Carol Saltbox Stitcher was doing Blackbird Designs, and I've watched others. Love when somebody does a good Blackbird design. It was Mrs. Jones Stitches, Holly Jones. She did all her charts. She had all her Blackbirds. That was really fun. And then, I don't know, it was just the right time yesterday that when I watched Carol's, it just got me excited about Blackbird again. So I sat down this morning and I got all my charts out, and I got all my Blackbird quilting books out too, which I think I have either 9 or 10 Blackbird quilt books, and page through those because they're just lovely, so pretty. I could probably just work on those all the time. So I have 2 Blackbird applique pieces in progress, so that's kind of cool. really beautiful quilts. And a lot of times in the books, there's other projects. They'll put wool projects. Sometimes there's a cross stitch project here or there, some punch needle. They'll put some other projects sometimes in the quilt books. So that's really fun to have. So I could quilt on those for a long time and be really happy. So much applique there to be done, and I am enjoying applique, and I'll show you that here in just a little bit. So anyway, it just got me going through my charts. I was dreaming and planning, and I'll tell you what I was thinking about. When I saw this one the other day, I was pretty sure I had it, and I did when Carol showed Easter Parade. I'm trying to see, does this have a date on it? Let's see one right off. 2005. So it's a pretty early one. 2005 Easter Parade. There's actually 2 charts. There's this really cute little basket, and then there's the bunny there. And I've liked that bunny for a long time. So I got it. I left it out today as I was going through my charts and decided I will pull and find all the threads for this one and maybe start it here soon and work on it during spring, because that would be fun to have done. And then I started, I've always kind of been on the fence about anniversaries of the heart, and I don't think I've ever loved the great big one, putting them all together in one big piece of linen, the anniversaries of the heart. But then I also don't want 12 or 13 different things framed all together either. And so then yesterday when I was watching her Blackbird Palooza, I had a brainstorm and I got really excited about it. So I'm really thinking that I may do this. So we'll see. So I pulled out the different anniversaries of the hearts that I actually do have. I only have 5 of the 12. So over time, I would love to be able to collect those and fill in my holes. But for now, it's fine. If I were to find out that they were going out of print, I might go ahead and buy the rest of them. But as of now, 5 is enough for me to start working with. So these are the ones that I do have. I have Snow Garden, which is number 1. It's really pretty. I have Pink Hill Manor, which is number 4. I love this one too. I almost decided, okay. Farmhouse, number 5. I like that. I have Clara Ellen, which is number 8. And I have the last one, Elizabeth Jane, which then also has the bonus chart in it, which I think I would do all by itself. So my idea, they're all the same size, other than the bonus chart, they're all the same size. So I had this wonderful idea. What if I stitched all of them and just pick linen here or there, whatever looks best with that particular chart, and make like a fabric book out of it. Like if you've watched Sean Periwinkle Stitcher, like she has made like a book out of a fabric book out of some of her embroidery pieces that she's done, and they're just really, really pretty, and it's just another neat way to display it. And I thought, oh, wouldn't that be cool if I'm going to add initials or dates for any family members, that then it's kind of almost like in an album format. So that's my plan right now. We'll see how far I get. But what I decided, I just picked one to start with because it'll be a while before I could make it into a book. So I picked out Pink Hill Manor because that's probably my favorite of the ones I have, and started pulling the threads for it. Some are in other projects and I might need 1 or 2. But I think soon I may get a start on that and enjoy working on that. So we'll see. We'll see. If I don't, I don't. It's not a big deal. But I did feel really inspired to pull those out and look at them again, and just really enjoy what I do have, and realize that I could stitch on that forever. So speaking of being contented and stitching on what I have, it's almost markets this weekend, right? And so like all of you, I'm sure we've just all been enjoying looking at all of the previews so much. It's been so much fun. And so I was telling my friend, I said I'm going to be I don't always order a whole lot from Market. I said I'm going to be really good this year. And so a couple weeks ago, when Brenda Gervais came out, I ordered one Brenda Gervais chart. It was this one. I'll put a picture in here. So I ordered that one, and I said, that's it. That's the only thing I'm going to order from Market. Everything else is just going to have to wait. And that's it. I'm going to order just that one chart and be happy. So then yesterday morning, I caved and I bought 4 more charts. I bought the 2 Blackbird ones, or pre-ordered the 2 Blackbird that came out. And Lily, the Animal Cracker Frog from Stacy Nash, and the Tiny Town, the Nativity Tiny Town. So I can insert pictures of those here, show you what I chose. And then I texted my friend and I said, I'm done. I'm done with Market shopping now. That's it. I'm done. And a couple hours later, I ordered one more. I ordered Jeanette Douglas's Stitches Be Sweet. And that's what this one looks like. So now I think I'm done. And then I was thinking Blackbird, and I'm like, oh, I gotta order a few more of the Blackbirds that I don't have, that I never ordered. I better get this done before Lent. Anyway, I think I'm done. I think. Okay. So, so just, what am I gonna stitch next? I really don't know. I'm gonna keep working on I'm gonna finish the pincushion. I'm gonna keep working on Lucy Calcutt, and then we'll see what I do next. So if I don't think I'll start anything big. If I start anything, it'll be one of these small Blackbirds, or I'll work on something else. I don't know. I was taking down my little Valentine display the other day, and I was just, tragically discovered that I don't have enough everyday cross stitch smalls. It was just terrible when I discovered that. So that's kind of a mission, is to get in there in those Blackbirds and really stitch some of those beautiful, beautiful little pieces that I could have out all year round. So anyway, I think I only have one other thing I ordered. Only one thing that I actually got. It's not the Market things. It is another piece of linen from Tropical Stitches. Beautiful. This is called Faith, 36 count Faith. Really beautiful linen. If you have not tried her linens, go run and buy some. They're absolutely beautiful. So always happy with them. Always, always, always. So, and she's a lovely lady to work with. So that, I think, is what I have to share cross stitch wise. So then you realize that you like to do all kinds of things. I mean, I love English paper piecing. I kind of enjoy crochet. I've done a little crochet. Mostly I just do that to fill time, or if I'm, where I can't take my stitching. I like the wool applique. I love quilting. I like regular quilting, and now I really enjoy, I've made applique quilts in the past, but I've done machine applique, and now I really, really enjoy the hand applique. So I'm not doing needle turn applique. I think I've talked in the past that I'm using the applique tools and the applique method for turning under my seam allowance for my shapes, and sometimes I'll use the Lori Holt interfacing method for some of the larger pieces, especially on the big Blackbird ones. Anyway, I bought a gorgeous quilt pattern back in the fall when I went to the Houston Quilt Festival. and I actually went ahead and bought the kit. I am not a big kit buyer. I like to choose my own fabric, you know, but occasionally I'll find a quilt and it's like, yeah, I want it to look just like that. And so this was the case. The quilt, the fabrics were beautiful, and I've looked at it for a couple years in a row and thought, I can't do that. I can't do hand applique. Well, now I can. And so I bought this quilt kit. So this is from Lori Smith. It's called From My Heart to Your Hands. That's the name of her company. And this is Mrs. Roosevelt's album quilt. Isn't that beautiful? So it is 52 by 62, so it's not huge. They're 6-inch blocks. And what I love is it alternates a pieced block with an applique. Pieced, applique, pieced, applique. So I love that, and I've been having so much fun making them. I've done the first 6 blocks, yeah, so I'm all the way over. This will be my next one right here. I love it. I have my fabric in a basket. So pretty. And so then, you know, she'll give you each pattern. She'll give you the measurements for the piece block at the top, and then she'll give you the little applique outline below it. And I'm not even making these piece blocks with shortcut methods, so I'm truly piecing, you know, half square triangles, and it's actually turning out so beautifully. I don't know if I just have more patience now. I have no idea. So I already cut and sewed the background for this big piece here, for the big center block. So I have that background. It's a 9-patch background. So I have that done and set aside because I wanted to make sure I got that made and didn't like use up any fabric that I didn't need to use. So that is what the whole quilt looks like. And then in her in the chart, she gives you another color photo, which just a little bit bigger look at both the piece blocks, just a bit bigger pictures in color, and then the same thing for all the applique blocks. Aren't they pretty? Love them. So I'm using all the fabrics in the kit, and I can show you my first 6 blocks. So this is the first pieced one. And then after that, I did the first applique. And then the next pieced block. So pretty. And then another applique. I love the purples and the aquas in this one. So pretty. And another pieced block. And then this applique block, I just finished the stitching on it this morning. I love it. So pretty. So I'm adding those to my little design board over here as I go along, and so I can keep seeing them. They're just so pretty, and it's so much fun to work on. So that's the other thing I've been working on besides cross stitch. That's probably what I've been spending most of the time on. So I think that's it. I think I've covered market, I've covered all my other stuff, and now I can do the giveaway. Those who won the last giveaway, I'm a little behind, but I'm hoping to get those in the mail this afternoon. They're packaged and ready to go. I just haven't made it to the post office. So it is spring, and so both of these charts are very spring and summery looking. So I hope that you will enjoy winning these. Hopefully I'll be back in 2 weeks to do another video and can announce the winner then. But the first giveaway is going to be this one, Strawberry Harvest, from Cottage Garden Sampling. So I'm giving you my chart. I'm also giving you my unfinished whip here, wherever I left off. And I'm giving you it's upside down here, but I'm giving you the Gentle Arts faded rose that I was using. I have 2 faded rose, and they are drastically different. So I didn't want you to run into purchasing another faded rose and then it doesn't match, and then what good is my... Anyway, so this faded rose is very different from the other one I have. So you'll get in the chart and your whip and the faded rose that should match. So if you would like to be entered to win this, let's use the word strawberry. And what is your favorite strawberry flavored or strawberry thing to eat? I want to know that today. That's what I want to know, because it's strawberry picking season here and I kind of want to go. And then the next one is for this set of 3 charts. So one person will win all 3 charts. And we're going to use the word bouquet, B-O-U-Q-U-E-T, not bouquets, just do bouquet, singular. And let me know kind of what would be your favorite bouquet of flowers to receive. Honestly, I would love to be able to grow peonies here. If that's probably my favorite flower, and if we could grow them here, I would be over the moon happy, but we can't grow them here. So sometimes they'll show up at HEB in the floral department, and it's as good as it gets. So this one, bouquet, use the word bouquet, and this one is the word strawberry. So I guess that's all I have for you today. I hope to be back in about 2 weeks. I hope if you are doing Lent of any sort, if that's something you do, I hope you have a beautiful Ash Wednesday and a beginning to your Lent. And as we prepare for, his passion, death, and then resurrection, which is the heart of our Christian faith. It is the reason we're Christian, is that he came, he suffered, he died, and he rose again for us, and so that we could have eternal salvation with him. And for that, I am thankful. Probably not thankful enough. I need to work on that. But anyway, that is my little 2 cents, and I hope that you're doing well, and I hope spring is coming for you. It's here now, here. So if you need some spring, you can come here, and you can hang out with me. So anyway, God bless you. I'm praying for you, and I'll see you in a couple weeks.